Hi, let's talk real quick about the most important SEO tips for you to use. That's right, I'm going through this big list I got from backlinko.com about the 17 most important SEO tips. And the first one, use keywords in the right places. And that means you put it in the title, you put it in the URL, and within the first 100 words of the content, and that's going to make it work for you. The next thing is you want to keep users on your site longer. Anytime that they do what's called pogo stick, and that is they go to your website, they look at the page content and they go, nope, this isn't what I'm looking for, and so they go back to the search results. That's going to send a message to Google that your content didn't work. So enough of them not working, and guess what? Your ranking is going to go down. Okay? Third on the list is suggest keywords. You can probably paint a picture of everybody's using Google Suggest to find long tail keywords. Okay? They'll put in the main word and then see what long tail results come from. Like, for instance, it shows in this document, they put in the phrase link building, and then they come up with all the different things associated with that. But you know, you can also do that same thing with other searches like Wikipedia or YouTube, even Bing. You can even do it with Bing. I did a post the other day in the podcast about zombie pages, and in this document, they say just delete them. They don't say anything about fixing them, putting in better SEO, and so forth. Just get rid of them. Okay? So, fifth in the list is do an industry study. And what that is a great way to get backlinks from authority blogs and news sites that are in your niche. So if you put out a really good industry study, perhaps on something that's a buzzword, something that's going on right now, then there's going to be backlinks. There's sites that have gotten thousands of backlinks with the right content. So put some effort into that. So the next one, add related keywords to your content. That is to say, there's words that come up underneath your main keyword. So make sure you include your keywords several times on your page. Isn't the whole thing. I mean, it's important, but to rank in Google today, you also need to add synonyms and other related keywords to your content. Why do you do that? It's called Google Hummingbird. It's kind of like a human would understand what your page is about, and it would look at all the words in your content and say, oh, you're talking about SEO tips, okay? Next up in the list, add text to infographics, podcasts, and videos. That's kind of like a no-brainer, that's a duh, because straight up images by themselves, Google can't understand them, okay? They're just going to see the picture and they don't have any idea what it is, what it says, and so forth. So if you put a little bit of text underneath that with your keyword, with your references to the content and what that image is about, that's going to work. So if you look at your statistics and you've got an old web page full of content, before you delete it for being a zombie page like we said a minute ago, you might want to improve your rankings by just updating that post. There's some things you can do, and it's all spelled out in that section under Update Old Pages. Okay, the next one, speed up your website. I've done that a couple of different ways. One way that works very well and is easy as cake to do is change your host. If you've got your site hosted at a site and it's just not quick, it's not going to work as far as being a good Google Page Insights score, it might be just as simple as moving it to a faster host. And then number 10, about using the Google Search Console. I've been preaching the sermon of getting a Google account for years. And one of the things you get to have is Google Search Console. get that set up, put your site in there, and then click on the performance report, and it's going to tell you what your average click-through rate is, your average position, etc., etc., etc. It's really a good tool, and it's free. Create content around shoulder niches. That's a closely related niche that maybe is akin to what you're on about, and so having those in there is going to help. So getting backlinks from your visual assets, that's an important thing to do. And what you do is you take one of your visual assets and you click on it and you say, okay, right click on that image and get the image address, the URL that goes straight to that image. And then paste that file name into the Google search by image under Google Images. And that's going to give you a complete list of every website that uses your image, your infographic perhaps. Then send them a friendly little nudge and say, hey, you know, you're using my image, but I really would like it if you'd link back to me. And further down the list, create branded keywords. I think that these are words or phrases that you invented, that you've made up. In marketing, sometimes it's great if you can have ability to invent words. And this happened to me once years and years ago, back about 20 years ago. We were at the county fair, and we're supposed to have a big sign made up for our booth, and it was supposed to say, have the word future, F-U-T-U-R-E. Well, somebody missed a boat or something, I don't know what to say, and they typed up furture, F-U-R-T-U-R-E. And I said, well, we could use that. We'll just say it's shorthand for further into the future. Well, we didn't do that. We changed it and got up at 7 o'clock in the morning, I think, and went down there and got the correctly spelled sign. But anyway, that's an example of creating a word. And then you can do another one. It's called add what is X definition to your blog content. In your blog, you're going to answer the questions that's asked by some people when they want to know more about maybe inbound marketing. So they're going to put in there, what is inbound marketing? And bazinga, 2 out of the 3 top results have that answer. Okay? So next up, we're talking about ranking in the featured snippets. Okay? And that's written up really well in the document that I'm quoting from Backlinko, and it's got some really good tips on featured snippet bait. How do you get that to happening? And I'll leave it at that. You can read all about it in the link to this document. How do you find more guest post opportunities? Well, there's a trick, and it involves taking somebody that's a virtual influencer in your niche, do a reverse lookup on their image, and then you're going to find out everything that they've guest posted on every blog or whatever, and you can use that same process to find interview opportunities in podcasts and so forth. Podcasts are considered to be the most underrated link building strategy on the planet because it's so much easier to hop on a podcast than to pitch, write, edit, and publish a guest post. So get onto those podcasts that you normally would write a post on and go from there. Okay? Finally, last on the list is improve your organic CTR, click-through rate. And that is done by asking a question. Title tags significantly boosted click-through rates by using question title tags instead of just more about stuff. Okay? So try to ask a question and see if you can't get that done. Thank you for taking 9 minutes and some odd seconds out of your day for this lengthy episode. This might be a record, in fact, of the Geyer Cook Report. Thank you so much. If you like this content, think you found a pearl in this oyster, then consider becoming a patron on Podbean. We sure appreciate the support. It's a wrap.